we're here in another part of the Villa Urba display put on by BMW Group Classic, and here we have a celebration of 50 years of BMW Art Cars with 20 artists. So tell me a little bit about how the Art Car program got started, Tom.
Sure, it's actually a very interesting story. So back in 1975, there was a gentleman by the name of Hervé Poulain. He was an amateur race car driver, but also an art dealer in Paris. And he approached BMW to see if BMW had a 3.0 CSL to race at Le Mans that year. And sure enough, we did. So we rented the car. Back in those days, in order to race at Le Mans, you had to have one French driver in the car. So
wow,
you could have two pros, but one of the people had to be French. So anyhow, so here we are. We're going to Le Mans in 1975, and he said, "Hey, I'm an art dealer. One of my friends would like to paint the car. Would that be possible?" And Jochen Nerpasch, who was the head of BMW Motorsport at the time, said, "Sure, why not?"
Yeah.
That friend happened to be Alexander Calder. And so the first art car was born. It raced at Le Mans. Sam Posey was one of the drivers, and Alexander Calder, it was one of his last commissions before he died. He came to Le Mans and experienced the whole thing. So that started the process, and Hervé Poulain and BMW Motorsport did several cars after that. So first car was Calder, second car was Stella. Then it went to Frank Stella from the US.
Both 3.0 CSLs.
Both 3.0 CSLs.
Race cars.
Yes, exactly. And they all raced at Le Mans. Third car was Liechtenstein. Also raced at Le Mans. That was the 320 Turbo E21. And then the fourth was the M1 from Andy Warhol. So those were the first four, and that's what set this whole process in place. Since then, it's because we haven't been racing at Le Mans every year, the art car kind of took a life of its own and became more of a, let's find an important artist from around the world and give them a canvas to paint on. And so some cars are race cars, some cars are street cars, and over the years, over the last 50 years in fact, 20 artists have been given the opportunity to.
Yeah, and I believe there's E34 road cars. I think there might be an E32 in there, 7.
Yes, there's an E32, 7
which
series.
were road cars.
And towards the more recent ones, it's gone back to racing. And the first one that was really back to racing was the Jeff Koons in the E92 M3, and that many people love that car. That car turned out extremely well. It didn't do so well in the race at Le Mans, unfortunately, but it is a beautiful piece of art. And then since then, it has been race cars. But that's not to say it will continue. So it's a decision that's taken each time.
Our art car is synonymous with BMW, and if you say art car around anyone, they know it's linked to BMW or believe that it is.
But if you look at the list of the 20 artists, they are all the top of their game and really well-renowned artists of the 21st century.
So before the E92, there was this car, which we're here as part of the display.
We have the Sandro Chia E36 M3 here. It's a GT2 essentially, with the wider fenders and the wider rear fenders. But it's missing the wing that would normally be on it if it were racing. But it's a beautiful piece by Sandro Chia. Faces all over the car, and it's interesting. We're in a crowded room here, and we see, if we look up, we see all the faces. We look at the car, we see all the faces.
Yeah, and,
so it's
and
kind of
today when we walked in, this is down a long corridor, and we saw it from about 200 yards away, and I was even blown away there. But this was delivered in body in white, so this came from the way BMW Motorsport would deliver a car like this to the artist.
Right, but it's one that has never run, it's never raced. It was just a blank canvas for Mr. Chia.
So there's 20 of these cars now. So we have one here. So where are all the other 19?
Oh, they're all over the place. So we only display these pieces of art in art museums or museums around the world. So they get moved around the world to various places. They're in very high demand, and in some cases, in the case of the Warhol, for example, it's the only car that he painted. So it's a very special piece of art.
It's priceless, I would say.
I would probably guess it's priceless. Yes, and it's interesting. We're talking about the Warhol car. Andy Warhol actually painted his car. Now there's a story that goes behind it in that Normally, the artist is given what is called a maquette. It's a scale model of the car, roughly this size.
It's like 120 scale, basically.
Larger, actually.
Bigger.
So it's more like
1.5.
110 scale.
Okay.
It's about 1 foot and 2 feet long, let's say. And they paint that, and then that gets transferred to the car by a master painter in Munich, Walter Mauer's shop, and he's done several of these. That's what happened with the Alexander Calder, for example, the first car. But Andy Warhol was given these maquettes, and he would paint over the windows and things, and we said, no, the car has to race, so we can't have paint on the windows. And he's like, oh, okay. So we sent him another maquette, and of course he painted over the windows again. So in the end he decided, well, I'll just come and paint the car. And there is good video of him painting the car. It took him 15 minutes, and it's beautiful, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
So
and I think the newer stuff, like the LMDH car that I was able to see, is actually, I believe, a wrap.
It's a wrap. In the newer race cars, it needs to be a wrap.
That's part of the rules.
Well, no, it's weight. It's weight.
Oh yeah, weight.
and actually aerodynamics, because the paint, depending on what paints they use, there is bumpiness on the car, and that's not good for a race car.
So I think the Jeff Koons car.
The Koons car was the first car that was an actual wrap, and then from there on, if it's a race car, it's been a wrap. But some of the cars, the E34 5 Series, was applied foil, so it's all done by hand by the artist.
Wow.
Some are done by the artists themselves, some are done on a maquette and given to Walter Mauer to do.
So have all 20 ever been displayed together?
No, not all 20 together. There is one, the Oliver Eliasson car, that it needs to be frozen, right? It's under it's a H2R hydrogen car underneath a aluminum grid and then watered, so it needs to be in a freezer. So you really can't do that one with the others. But every artist is given free reign to a certain point. If it's a car that has to race, then okay, it's going to have limitations. Foil, no paint on the windshield, sort of thing. But if it's a car that won't be run, then you have more opportunity for creative expression.
It's such a mix of the worlds of art and cars, and a lot of people say even cars that are not painted are art, so I think it's a cool mix of both. And then, as you can see, there is a ton of people here to see this. So thanks, Tom, for taking us through some of the behind-the-scenes facts on these really special art cars. Another special car here at Villa Urba. And by chance, do you know the next art car?
No, I don't know, actually. And no, I don't know.
Okay.
And you'll have to wait and see.
Okay, we will.